village close to Cork. It's called Cove, and it's written C-O-B-H. It is by the sea, so probably you can see the sea down there. And for this reason, it's a bit colder here. What's your opinion?
Yes, it's a bit fresh. Here we are going down a very steep street.
But there are very colorful houses. It's really interesting and cute place.
So I just read that these houses are called the deck of cards. And these are one of the most iconic features of the city. And behind this you see the iconic church, which is also very nice.
We will enter there later. There is a very interesting fact about this village. So we are, as I said, by the sea, and here was the last city where the Titanic stopped before its final trip. And the pub that we just saw in the video was the place where the farewell parties for people that were migrating to North America were taking place. So here we have it's now the Titanic Museum, but behind it there is the original deck where the people were boarding, and the parties for farewell were taking place there on that corner. This place is the original deck from Titanic in 1904, if I'm not mistaken. So basically we were explained that the ship was so big that it could not come until here. So from this deck the passengers were taking a small boat that was bringing them to the ship that was more or less in that direction. And it's really interesting to see that it's still here, and there is the museum. I think it's not possible to see, but some people are taking tours, and basically in the tour you were given a ticket with the name of a passenger, and in the end of your tour and exhibition you can find out if your passenger survived or not.
Over there you can see that there are still big ships arriving and embarking. So this harbor is still in use.
Yeah. We just arrived to the St. Coleman's Cathedral, one of the highlights here in Cove. And yeah, we were there by the sea. Then we came all the way up here, and the view is very nice. We can have a very good view from the bay here. Very nice. Unfortunately, it's not very sunny today, but still you can take advantage of the village. The church looks very pretty from outside. I will show you very soon how the inside looks like. But yeah, that's the St. Coleman's Cathedral. Hello, hello. Wanna say hello?
Hello, good morning.
Today is our last full day in Ireland, and we are going to do something that is very unique, I would say. I have actually never done, and you, Fabian?
Me neither.
Yeah, I'm very curious. So yeah, our last full day in Ireland is very rainy, I would say, typical Irish, and yeah, let's enjoy the day.
Yeah, for the first time we have the typical Irish weather, which means rain, rain, rain. So it's a good idea to do something inside and visiting a distillery.
We're here before our tour, having an authentic Irish breakfast. At least I am having it, and Fabian is having a, what is this? Poached eggs?
Eggs Benedict,
Eggs
tomahawk
Benedict.
sauce, hollandaise.
And there it is. Coffee comes together, and the small Irish breakfast. Heading now to our tour after an authentic Irish breakfast. This is the way from the cafe to the distillery. As you can see, it's still raining a lot. And yeah, this is the main entrance. We can see some of the whiskies that are produced here, and I am so shocked. Look at this 40th anniversary for 20,000 euros. Hey, have you seen that?
What?
The whiskey that costs 20,000 euros.
Not yet, but crazy.
I'm very surprised. I was actually already surprised with the whiskies that cost 1,000, and when in the middle of my phrase I saw this that cost 20,000. Would you pay 20,000 euros for a whiskey? I don't know.
If I become a millionaire, yes, but now probably not.
There are various types of. To be honest, I have no idea what's the difference between all these bottles. I assume something on the process of distillery, but we will find out very soon when our tour starts. There is a collection of the very rare Middleton whiskies, and as you can see, there are since 1984 until 2025. It is interesting that you can probably see also in the camera the color of the drink is a bit changed from the first to the last. I guess it gets darker with the aging, but yeah, I really don't know anything about whiskeys.
So I just found a whiskey for 60,000 euro. Over there.
60,000, and here 55,000. 50,000. This would be probably 45 and sold out.
Here you can see also the age of the whiskey.
Ah, yeah, 47 years. This one is 50 years.
Yeah.
49, 48, 46 and 45, and everything or half of it is sold out. How do you like the tour so far?
Very cool. I didn't know that making or distill whiskey is such a complex process. I already have learned a lot, and yeah, must be a chemist who invented all this. And yeah,
It's
and
a
I like,
really...
I also like these old factory buildings.
Yeah, and it's a really big place where we are. We have gone through a few buildings already, and we are still in the beginning.
We're heading to the micro distillery.
We were just said by our guide that on these barrels there are liters and liters of whiskey. They're maturing here since 2014, untouched. It's really crazy, and the smell here is really interesting. In the last room, she told us about the process of making the barrels, and you could already smell it. It's really interesting. We were explained by our guide that the type of wood that is used in the barrels changes or affects the taste of the whiskey. So depending on the flavor that you want or the strengthness of how it tastes, you have to put it in specific barrels, and it's really interesting. She also said that the barrels here are made in USA and Spain because unfortunately in Ireland they don't produce enough to cover the whiskey production.
Yeah, what was also very interesting is we just left a room with a lot of barrels with whiskey that was maturing there for more than 10 years, and our tour guide explained to us that after 10 years there's only 40%, no, there's a loss of 40% of whiskey in the barrel, and yeah, so the longer the whiskey stays in the barrel, the less whiskey is there, but also the more smooth it tastes, because the spirit takes over the taste of the barrel and tastes less strong like alcohol.
Yeah, and it also gets darker. The color changes a bit. Actually, the color changes a lot when you compare the barrels with 3 years to 18 years. It's really a big difference of color. So do you want to say some final words about our whiskey tour?
Cheers. So at the end there was a small whiskey tasting where we got 3 types of whiskey. The first was the most sold whiskey of the distillery, which tasted very strong. Then there was Redbreast, which you can only buy here in this distillery. So it was a distillery exclusive, 12 years old, which was very tasty. And another whiskey, which I forgot what it was, but yeah, it was very interesting to taste them. And at the end, you get another drink for free. You can get another whiskey or a whiskey with ale, ginger ale, which I took. And yeah, it was a very interesting tour.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hello again from somewhere in Ireland. We left now Cork and started our journey to Dublin, where we take our flight back to Germany. We still have some time until our flight, so we decided to see some spots that we saw on the map between Cork and Dublin. And one of the spots that we found is this one. It's called the Rock of Cashel. It is a castle that I'm not sure exactly from which year, but it's in a really nice
I think it's a
village.
monastery.
Ah, monastery. Yeah, not a castle, sorry. And yeah, it doesn't look like it's a very well-known spot, so yeah, we will walk around here a bit, and if we enter we will for sure show what's inside. But the view is very nice from here. Entering the building now, and what I saw about this place is that initially it was a cathedral that started to be built around the year 1200, but later it was fortified and turned into a castle. So if you walk around you will see that it really looks like a cathedral, like a Catholic church, the altars and everything that a big Catholic church has. And but later on it became a castle, as I said, and nowadays there are quite a high amount of tombs here. So yeah, and there is a chapel.
So I have to admit that I was wrong, so it's not a monastery, although it looks like a little bit. And what I think is interesting, that during the Middle Age a lot of these sacred buildings or strongholds were built on top of hills or rocks or mountains. You can see this throughout Europe, in Germany, in Poland, in Ireland. And I think this has two reasons. First of all, on top of a hill you are more close to heaven or to the sky, and secondly you are above the normal civilians.
This is the view we have from the top of the rock. It's a cloudy day today, but the weather in Ireland is always changing. The sun is there, so maybe later we will have a surprise like yesterday, that suddenly the sun started to shine.
Yeah, let's go in that direction. There's the sun.
After a wonderful week in Ireland, it's time to go home. Our holidays have come to an end. We are already on the airplane. Unfortunately, we are sitting separately. So yeah, time to take off, go back home and wait for our next trip. Thank you for watching this and looking forward for the next video.